in Northeast Mississippi.
CT. I thought you were saying
February.
CTE. All right, you guys do a sound check. Anybody watching, please,
Anybody watching, please let us know if you can hear
how the
me
sound is on
right.
this thing.
And then we're gonna get a frother, and we're gonna get some coasters, and then we're gonna start shooting on Facebook
Where's your
in
frother at?
4 minutes. It should be on the drying mat. My favorite, my my newest, most favorite ASEA frother that came with these now called ASEA Performance packages that we ordered while we were in Cancun, Mexico, where we had an amazing time. I'm gonna froth yours too, David.
Oh, you go right ahead.
Okay, just don't forget the coaster or like I don't know, like a little rag or something, because this is making a mess. I mean, I am making a mess, but
You are a mess.
anyways, the first 1,000 people who order any of these Sia Performance powders, which are really delicious. Can I have that, please, too? And just came out with updated formulas, are getting one of these frothers. And then guess what? You probably don't even know this.
I don't know anything. So what are you talking about?
If you subscribe to them, then you get a tumbler and also a little box, like a little thin box where you can put your selection of ASEA Performance for the day. Now, why these powders are awesome? Well, you guys have to look into the ingredients. There's some really amazing ingredients, pure ingredients, high quality ingredients. Nothing is put there just for, updating the name of the ingredients on the label, or updating, like, I think they call this dusting. I learned in Mexico. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that term. That means
Where's your
that
device?
some companies, what
I want to
device?
go your other one. You got one? Your
I don't know.
iPad or
That's what I was asking for, but I couldn't
iPad or something?
figure out. Well, that's what I
I
thought.
want to check YouTube. Ain't nobody on there giving us
2
any.
minutes is left, and I'm gonna hit start on my Facebook. So I don't know if you guys ever heard of dusting. I'm just telling this to you, YouTube people. I'm not gonna talk about this on our Dr. PhilGood show today, but some, and probably honestly most. I mean, you know this word, right? You know what kind of people live in this world today, what kind of scams are all over and everything. Dusting refers to a practice that's common among supplement producers, and what it means is that they put a little dust of an ingredient into their supplement so that they can put the name of that supplement on their list of ingredients. Isn't that wonderful? So like when you buy, these brain formulas at Walgreens, and you pay like $40-50 for a package that's enough for a month, and it's gonna say that it's got lion's mane in it, and then it's got L-theanine in it, and this and that, and in reality, like, those products only seen those ingredients. And why that is because people are familiar with the ingredients, so they buy the product, but in reality, those ingredients are only in the product in a very minuscule amount. And so that's what this company doesn't do. That's the number one thing, which is why, you gotta pay for the products, but you got amazing results from everything. And and the ingredients are researched. So like one of the things that goes into the mood is lion's mane, L-theanine, ashwagandha. None of those are really inexpensive. So you have to think about that when you look at the cost of these products. But there's always the advantage of joining as a preferred customer, getting a subscription, starting to save up to 20% of everything you purchase, and get free products. And that's how we've been capable of trying everything the company has ever produced over the past 4 or 5 years. And we just love everything that they make. So, cheers.
Hey, fruit.
Hey, David. What'd you say?
It's 11:11.
Uh oh. Yes, it is. Hello, PhilGood. I am so excited
She's doing the
to
call that
be
feel
here
good. She's doing the
today.
midfield. All right.
Welcome back to Dr. PhilGood,
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
where we dive into holistic health, faith, and practical wellness.
We're David and Regina Carson,
Yes, we are.
and we're here to share our journey and insights to help you transform your life and health. Pay attention. Pay attention.
And I would definitely like to give a shout out to the Patrick Risha Awareness Foundation, since they have been our sponsor for our Dr. Feelgood shows for I don't know how many
From the beginning.
episodes now. I
From
mean,
the beginning.
really, they've been the first and most important sponsors here.
Thank you, Patrick Risha.
Their mission is to prevent chronic traumatic encephalopathy in athletes and veterans by providing. I went completely.
I turned you down. Now you just go into the microphone like this. There we go.
Their mission is to prevent chronic traumatic encephalopathy in athletes and veterans by providing education and resources on its cause and prevention.
You can go to their website at stopcte.org. This new equipment that we got, you see these microphones, and I don't have it all set up. We got it yesterday, but I just couldn't go with this show without at least trying out these new microphones. And so if you can't hear us real well,
Hey,
okay,
Stephanie, so nice to see you.
I don't have it all hooked up properly. I checked it on YouTube. It's only going through YouTube.
So today, I'd like to talk about faithfulness and consistency today.
Do it, Fred. Do it.
So we'd love for you to jump into the conversation as always. Any questions, I just type it in the chat and we're gonna do our best to answer you.
How about leaving us a comment with one healthy habit that you're committing to this week?
That's a
We
good
want
one.
to cheer you on.
Or this year, it doesn't have to
Like
be
my
this week.
Cancun hat, y'all. I got this in Cancun.
week, this month, today, this year, whatever it is.
Maybe
If you have
after the show.
any healthy habits that you're committing to, please type it into the chat. We would love to hear about it and we want to cheer you up.
We're gonna talk a lot today. I just thinking
A
about
lot. Who? I don't know how to talk a lot. Neither one of us really know.
this. Hey, Fruit. I'm gonna take these off. They're messing me up.
Okay, just don't scream then, because then I'm gonna take mine
Yeah.
off too.
I don't have it. I didn't read this outline. Fruit prints these nice, organized outlines, and I don't.
And I
really
always
follow
have to
them.
print 2 copies, although I don't think everybody follows. You know,
I'm sorry, YouTube. You're flipped around the other way. I'm using another camera, so I can't see
you
if you're
can see
saying
that
hi.
his head says Cancun. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you can, but Facebook can't.
Well, I'm talking. Oh, they can?
Yeah, they can. It's
Oh,
facing right
well,
at
you
us.
guys are fancy.
That's right. I just can't see them like giving us a thumbs up or saying how handsome my wife is.
Let's discuss.
Hang on, I want to say something.
Oh, go ahead.
Since we're
Ouch.
talking about all these bad habits I had, I want to
Bad habits, you?
Yeah, we are talking about the bad habits I had. I went years and years and years having bad habits that hurt my body, my mind. And I wanted to, I'm going to amplify, or what do you call that? I'm going to talk about it a little bit so that I'm qualified to talk about it.
Oh, right,
So
yeah.
I want to qualify
understand that.
myself. I understand that everyone talks a lot of smack these days. And so when we get to it, let me know. Because I don't
Oh, yeah.
follow this thing too well, because I want to talk about where
What
it
do you
all
wanna talk
started
about?
with me,
Oh.
with drugs and
Oh, go right ahead. It's not even in the
Yeah.
outline, so go right ahead. Just go.
when I was in my, 21, when I was 21 or 22, I broke my back. And at that time, I'd never done any drugs. Really smoked some pot and drank some alcohol, but it really wasn't, I didn't do it for
Those
long.
are not drugs.
Didn't do it for long. But anyway, I ended up breaking my back, and the doctor gave me some Vicodin. I don't even know if they prescribe that anymore, but Vicodin is an opiate. And so I got home, I took it, and I fell asleep for like 12 hours. I'm like, I'm not a really downer kind of guy. I like to be up and moving and stuff, but I was in a lot of pain. So I took it for about a week. It just put me to sleep. just.
But you had no pain.
I had no pain, so I'd put it to, and I couldn't do anything. I could just lay around, so sleeping was, I didn't like watching TV. I have a busy brain, so it put me to sleep, and that was that. Then about a week afterwards, I took it, and all of a sudden, instead of it putting me to sleep, I felt like I was better. Just like, man, I feel like myself. I want to go do something. And it was a workers' comp case, and so my attorney had made specific. I told him how much better I was doing. I was, they're trying to get me some money, and I'm like, man, I'm doing fine. I go to the grocery store. No, don't carry anything in. The people are watching you. I'm like, oh, okay.
I think
So
the
anyway,
story repeats.
I enjoyed it after the first week. It started giving me energy. Well, I enjoyed it a little too much, and somebody was coming in. Oh, my parents were coming to see me, and I realized that as I was going to meet them for dinner, instead of just taking one of those pills, I thought I'll just take two of these, making the,
making the meeting more fun.
more fun.
Yeah.
So I realized I did at that age. I was 21, 22. I went, no, and I flushed them down the toilet, and that was it for me. I didn't take them anymore. I didn't think about it until 5 or 6 years goes by, and I'm a rock and roller. I'm having a lot of I'm having a lot of head issues. No, it looks like fun. I made it look like fun. Let's put it that way. But I started using drugs to deal with pain and like mental pain, mental anguish. And so Vicodin turned into more and more opiates. And then before you know, I didn't know I was addicted. I thought I couldn't get addicted to anything. I was doing cocaine. I was doing MDMA, which ecstasy, mushrooms.
That applies to a lot of people. Many people think that they can get addicted to
I thought-
stuff because they think in order for you to be an addict, you have to like look different, act different, all the.
I just thought it was something I was craving, like I had to have it, and I didn't think I had to have it. I just thought it made me feel good, so I took it. I didn't go without it. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
For about 2 years. So it even led into I was bodybuilding, and there was a big bodybuilder pain reliever that bodybuilders were doing called nalbuphine or Nubane, and it's an anesthesia they use in the hospital. So we were getting it from a pharmaceutical rep in Chicago, and man, I got a vial of that for like $90, and it only took 1 cc of that to feel like what 10 pills would have felt like. So I made it stretch, and I used it properly. I wasn't jonesing. I still didn't know I was an addict. I just did it because it felt good, and I was shooting it. I wasn't shooting it in my veins. I was shooting it. It was a liquid, so you shot it in your muscle. So I still wasn't an addict in my mind. And then I went to Los Angeles, and I got there, and I took this stuff with me, but I ran out. I stayed longer than I was supposed to, and when I ran out, I got sick as a dog, like sick.
Did you know immediately why you were sick?
Not at first. And I didn't want to admit it at
Welcome
first.
to the world of detox.
Yeah, I didn't want to admit it at first. But after that, I got so mad at myself and so mad at opiates for getting me like that I wouldn't touch them anymore. It took me a long time after that to like even care to touch it. It scared me so bad I didn't like it. But I spent years and years after that addicted to opiates. Alcohol, just hard drugs that came on the streets for partying. I was doing those for decades.
So do you
I had breaks where I didn't take any drugs, but the damage was done. What was going on with me was I couldn't deal with life. I couldn't deal with the pain. I couldn't deal with
self-medication. It's called.
I couldn't deal with what was going on inside with all the stuff that I couldn't understand.
How long did you stay faithful for that bad habit?
Oh, I'm telling you. Well, I would go 5 years, 6 years with something constantly, and then I would take a couple-year break from certain things, but I was always switching it. So I always had a substance that was bad for me in my body. I drank from the thing I did most faithful was drink alcohol.
So for those of you who don't know, they had many head injuries, and being caught up with substances is very, very closely related to trauma, whether it's physical or emotional. And so
Can't tell at all, can you?
And also self-medicating is very common when, like, I grew up in Europe and they don't really, prescribe you these medications like right away when you have this or that. And then the other thing, not to mention that seeking like psychology, like cognitive behavioral therapy, that's like completely out of what people believe is being okay over there, which is really odd after living in the United States for 20 years. But anyways, um, yeah, self-medication is common, and so using drugs that you buy off the street is common for that reason. But today we would like to encourage everybody to use their same faithfulness that this guy had for all of those
Hey,
bad
I
habits
didn't wake up without. Look, I did not wake up without putting a substance in
for
my
positive habits. Okay.
Yep. It was bad for me. Everything I did was bad for me.
Yeah, and then we could argue about what's bad or good because personal choices and experiences play a huge role in this. But as far as like Dr. Feel Good show, we want to feel good, but we want to feel good on the long run.
Yeah,
so like we don't want to give you advices that's gonna make you feel good for 5 minutes and then you're done. We want to give you advices and we want to share our experiences about the choices that we made that made us feel good on the long run.
And I wanted to share that with you guys. You may think you got a little bad habit or something, but folks, I did this for decades and I had it rough. I mean, I didn't wake up not one single day without putting a substance in my body to try to feel good. And that was the first thing I did. Now, what I do the first thing this morning, I sit up on the edge of the bed and get to my Bible app. I said, Lord Jesus, help me make it through the day. I turned my Bible app on. That's my substance now.
So back in May, we did a little episode where we were talking about chronic diseases and how long it takes for a chronic disease to develop. Because, some of you guys go to the doctor and they tell you that you have diabetes and you count the day on, you put it in your calendar that I've turned into a diabetic on this or that date. But truly, chronic diseases, we were actually just watching a little video on this allostatic load. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes,
we're going to talk about that in a different episode. Allostatic load. But basically what happens is that in order for a chronic condition to develop, you have to have like one or more systems in your body to break down to start dysfunction, and that takes many years.
I like to think of it as this glass of fluid. You're allowed certain amount of
environmental toxins, dietary toxins, mental toxins.
Once it gets full, it overflows and spills out. That's your oxidative stress turning into a chronic disease.
Or like imbalance.
Yeah.
You could say that it turns into imbalance, and when you maintain that imbalance, or when that imbalance gets worse, that's when a chronic condition
oxidative
appears.
Stress. I'm sorry.
And it's just not many people are familiar with it.
But
you
can
teach
you about
you can think of it as inflammation. Okay, all chronic diseases have inflammation in the background going. And basically this allostatic load has a lot to do with how much inflammation you're storing in different parts of your body.
So the key is to bring that allostatic load down.
So the reason...
How do you do it, Fru?
What, bringing down?
Yeah,
well, you can do it in several different ways, but you obviously want to reduce that inflammation
and be consistent.
You want to tweak your habits, your daily habits, and your exposure to toxins. You want to limit your
the things that you take in your body and consume that cause inflammation, that cause this stress, that cause more allostatic load on your body, like soda, orange juice. It has way too much sugar in it, right?
Electromagnetic field exposure, blue
cell
light
phones,
exposure,
being in the
not
airport
sleeping
too long.
enough. This list just goes on and
putting on too much shampoo.
So we don't want to talk about that today, but what we want to talk about is that if your condition developed throughout many years, then what is a realistic expectation from your part for a holistic intervention to reverse?
Well, I want to take a pill and fix it all, Fru.
Yeah, well, most people, this is called the microwave society,
Yeah,
right?
Like that. That's why y'all make fun of me because I put a needle in my vein. Sorry, I'm so loud.
I think I'm just gonna take this
That's what
out,
I
and
was thinking.
that
Take
way
it
we
out.
don't have to deal with this
Yeah. There you
so-called
go.
nonsense.
That's what I did.
So
We'll get all this audio stuff figured out, but I probably won't ever quit raising my voice. That's just
So
part of it.
one of the examples that I like to use here is that many of you guys know that we use redox signaling molecules to decrease this allostatic load, or to decrease. I'm not gonna say what, because that would be a medical claim. And we can't say that.
What'd you say?
But,
But
anyways, that's a good one. That's a good one, David. But basically, there's a little example from our past that I wanted to share for the episode, which is that, when I started to use redox signaling molecules, I drank of this liquid 4 ounces a day for 3 months, and I had incredible results.
She used to have these sit in the dark room moments where you couldn't even whisper, and no light could come in the room. And,
Extreme sensitivity to light.
She
and
was
noise
having a hard
over
time, if you know what I'm talking
hours
about.
with like debilitating, discomfort.
And all
in
of a
the
sudden,
head.
that one was gone.
And so that was gone after, well, actually, it wasn't gone after 3 months. It was gone immediately, but I only noticed it after 3 months. But we're going to come back to the story, but let me just first,
Build the foundation.
prime you guys while we're talking about this. So that was my experience. Okay, well, here's David started to take the exact same amount, and for 2 years, we barely saw any results. So I know many people who would be very, very disappointed, and they would throw the product away, and they would say that this was a complete waste of money. As a matter of fact, I had people like that in my family doing that. And so there is a problem with that, which is, well, first of all, you're not understanding what the molecules are giving to you if you do that.
Right.
And then number two, you're not understanding like how many years of head injuries caused the symptoms that he was dealing with that we were trying to reverse. So did we tell him after 3 months, because he didn't see results, that he should stop taking it? No. I mean, we looked into the science and we understood that this is a breakthrough no matter what, but also had my experience, so that was a plus. But also, more importantly, with this particular technology, we understood that somebody with his age and his condition should be up to like probably 4 times.
I wanted to
the
take
amount.
16 ounces right away because I heard of an NFL player that had, and I was like, I want to do it. But, we couldn't afford it right away.
No,
so.
we couldn't. And we talked
But
about,
we stayed faithful.
We talked about that in our previous show. So if you guys are wondering about how we could afford it, we talk a lot about that in our previous show last week. But today we want to talk about the faithfulness part of it. What did you think after 2 years, David? How did you feel about taking it?
Well, remember I said, I think I'll take here's my experience with drugs is, I know I felt better. I know it gave me more focus and more energy. I knew that
you didn't have to get up in the middle of
I
the
knew
night.
that I didn't have to get up in the middle of the night, so I was sleeping all through the night. That's enough change right there to make it okay. I was sleeping all the way through the night.
Hey, Jamie, nice to
Hey,
meet you.
hey. What'd you say to me?
Well, don't worry about it. It's just how it made you feel after
That's
2
it.
years.
Yeah, after 2
Well,
years. I know what I was going to say.
Yes,
I remember I told you, I said, I think I'm going to quit taking it for a couple weeks so that I can take it again and feel that kick. Because, when you do any kind of drug or any kind of substance that makes you feel good, you get used to feeling good. So then when you stop taking it and you start feeling down, I know I need to take that. That's what I thought. I thought, well, I'll just stop and so I can feel that kick again. And I did. I stopped.
And then what happened after you quit?
What's that?
We immediately went and doubled up, and you started to take 8 ounces. And then just a few months in, people in the family started to
everybody noticed it.
That something was going on. And a year later, we saw results that was kind of like blowing my mind, but we still wanted more. So we still went up to 12 ounces, and then now you're taking
Finally, what I want to.
16 months.
NFL player stuff, boy.
NFL player, NFL player dose. We're
Yeah,
gonna call that.
old NFL player dose.
So this show is gonna be a little bit about evaluation too, like how you evaluate those supplements that you're taking. And I mean, if you guys, any of you are interested about the exact form that we use called benchmark for baselining, where when somebody starts this journey baselining their symptoms, reach out to me and I'm happy to send it to you. But there are other measurements that we can help to communicate here so that you have a better handle on how to evaluate. So if you take a supplement from anywhere to 6 months to a
Hi,
year,
Rita Foster.
which is also, hey Rita,
Coach.
thanks for coming. So if you take a supplement from anywhere from 6 months to a year and you quit taking it and there is no difference, you probably shouldn't be taking it. Okay? But if you don't take a supplement for at least 6 months or to a year, then you may not be able to tell what that supplement would actually do for you.
So, like this, the doctor, the functional psychiatrist that I'm seeing that we're so fond of. The program that her and Dr. Gordon's program is a year long.
Right, at least 6 months.
At
exactly.
least 6 months.
And then depending on.
She told me
how you
my
do,
case would
it's
be a year long because of how much damage there was. You see that? This is what an MD did, a functional MD that took a 6-month-long program after seeing me and then getting to see my blood work and then watching what happened to me over a 1-month period of using. She said, this program is going to be at least a year before we see.
And so on that note, I'd like to talk a little bit about, the candid topic of money, because people don't really like to talk about this. But so when you don't take that supplement for 6 months, that's actually when you waste your money. Yeah. Because you're never going to figure out if that supplement was able to do for you it's not when you took it for 6 months and it didn't work and you stop it. That's not
wasting. That's how you found out the truth.
That's how you test it. Now, I'm not saying don't do, your research and don't look at customer testimonials and don't talk to healthcare professionals and all that. I would never say that. I would have never suggested for David to try these molecules if I didn't spend a whole week going down the rabbit hole and reading scientific articles about redox signaling molecules and independent research. Independent research is invaluable. When you're looking at a supplement, don't look at just what the companies, people are saying about it, or what the customer testimonials are saying that they brought in front of you. Look at the research that's independent in that category, in that field.
I love how you say independent.
And then find out for yourself, thank you. Find out for yourself if this research that's out there is promising the results that you are looking for. I've seen research when it comes to redox signaling molecules on weight loss. I've seen it on traumatic brain injuries. I've seen it on cardiovascular issues and autism. No, actually, I didn't see research on that, but I've seen customer testimonials. Yeah, I've read. No, I'm talking about actual research. And so when I saw all of those, and that actually included issues that were not addressed in the customer testimonials, that I understood that the application was a lot broader than what was brought into my attention. So this is something that I needed to experience on my own in order to be able to evaluate it.
I'm going to sound really smart here for just a second.
Go ahead. I like when you sound really smart.
I bet you do. It's better than sounding like.
But so when it comes to the evaluation, if you want to be fair for those 6 months or a year that you're taking it, you need to baseline your symptoms and everything. You don't think of, sometimes you don't think of the energy that you have throughout the day as a symptom, but it is. You don't think of how much brain fog you have when you wake up in the morning, but it is important. You don't think about, some people don't think about whether or not you're capable of sleeping through the night, but it is. It's a kidney dysfunction. If you have to wake up multiple times during the night to use the bathroom, as a woman, it's most likely a kidney dysfunction. If you're a man, it could be a prostate dysfunction or a kidney dysfunction. Go ahead.
I wanted to sound really smart. I was listening to a video last night talking about allostatic load. It's the cumulative cost of chronic stress on the body that causes your health issues. Emotional stress, chemical stress, environmental stress, and dietary stress. If you're a brain injury survivor, you're an athlete, you're getting involved in your brain health, you know about cytokines if you're dealing with CTE.
Or if you've done research on chronic inflammation, you also know what
cytokines are, such as IL-1B and IL-6. These two, and this is going wrong with what we're talking about today. That's why I'm reading this out. And glutathione. Anyone knows about brain injuries or inflammation, you know about this.
Glutathione is the master antioxidant, which is responsible for regulating inflammation and recovery in the body.
So day 60 of using Redox molecules, there's a 16.6% decrease in the IL-1B, which is a cytokine. These are the she knows better what they are. And if you're a brain injury survivor and you've studied this stuff, you know I don't need to explain it all. There's IL-1B and IL-6. So day 60, there's 16.6% decrease. But day 120, 89% decrease.
These are inflammation markers.
Yeah, inflammation markers. So
cytokines.
This is what we're talking about, being faithful and what happens after being faithful for
what you can see after 60 days versus 120 days. He's talking about 16.6 versus 89%. That's the difference. So that's why, I started to tell people now, don't even think about stop taking this after, at least for 120 days. But in reality, it's really at least 6 months is what everybody should be thinking about.
It should be just for lifetime.
And people look at it as an expense for 6 months, but when you're reversing conditions that are actually making your life harder, making your ability to work harder, how do you put a price tag on not being able to play with your grandchildren? How do you put a price tag on being grumpy all day long from chronic issues? You can't. So
ask Fru. She might go to Denver for another month if I didn't get my act together. So take some more of them Redox molecules.
So I know what the cost.
I got another example I want to give you. This bottle, I have people say, man, can I get a couple bottles from you? And no, I really want to say no, because there's nothing that's really.
I'm not selling bottles.
But
I'm offering
under that
an opportunity to transform
under that example.
Life.
I was talking to my dad the other day. I said, Dad, he said that is kind of expensive per bottle or whatever, and I'm like, really, Dad? No, because I used to, a bottle of vodka that size costs a good bottle would cost $45 easily. And I couldn't, I'd be done with it in one day. So I'd have to get a new one every day, one of these bottles.
But actually with the subscription bundles, it doesn't even cost that much.
Right, so but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, it's like when...
spend it on a bottle of vodka, and that's bad for me. So I'm doing this.
When we came into the business, this is how we talked about it. When we came into the business, we said it's $5 a day. So basically, you're talking about a price of a cup of coffee.
Not even.
But since then,
$7.
Since then, the cost was significantly reduced by the subscription bundles that are only available for people who are subscribing. And so why you should subscribe? Why do you think you should subscribe when you're committing to something to take it for 6 months or a year? So that you can get free products, so that you can get your birthday discount, so that you can get, a free...
So that you commit to something.
Item to every 3 months, and then you get the results that are actually worth the investment.
Right.
Because you should look at it as an investment.
Well, I like what you said a while ago about how it's a waste. It's not a waste if you go 6 months on any supplement and find out that it's not working. You found out the truth.
The truth has a
experimented, and you found out the truth. And so therefore, it doesn't matter what anyone else says to you or what anyone else says about what you should do. You have 6 months worth of, I did this. It hasn't affected my life, good or bad. I like how you said that.
Thank you.
The only cost is when you don't go that long with something. And here's what I think is so phenomenal about us humans. I say this us because we're humans. Me and Fru are. I don't know about y'all. But how many of you know that there's cartilage or whatever, this stuff that they're selling that's good for your joints?
Oh, yeah.
As you start taking it, it's good for your joints.
Yeah.
It's going to get good for you. And you take it for what, a week or two, maybe months, maybe 2 months, all of a sudden you stop. I know because apple cider vinegar, one little shot of that in a glass of water is good for you all over. I mean, it makes all kinds of difference. It takes a little bit of time, but it makes a lot of difference. And guess what I do?
What?
I don't do it.
I don't do it.
I don't. I can say that. I got the apple cider vinegar in there. I do it if I turn the camera on. So I do this with you every day. Me and you'll do it on camera. I'll do it.
That's
with
called
you.
accountability that he's talking about, turning on the camera and, you know, doing it in front of people.
I like to act like the
Accountability.
camera's on all the time because that's how you do things good for yourself. And you act a lot nicer when the camera's on. You know that? I got cameras all around this house. It doesn't work, does it, Fruit?
What, the camera?
They don't make us act nicer. 'Cause
No. They don't. They truly don't.
Can't
Well,
wait to share it with y'all.
So remember,
What?
what are you
What are you-
offering to people? We're closing. We're
Oh, we
wrapping
are?
up. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, we're done.
Where we at?
So remember, faithfulness is your wellness journey. I mean, faithfulness in your wellness journey is basically your best friend. You know, in holistic wellness, you're never gonna find those quick solutions that are gonna make you feel better immediately without any investments. I hate to break the news for you guys. I know all of you wanna hear that you can become healthier without, you know, changing anything in your life and paying nothing for it, but that's not likely going to happen. You're not likely going to pray yourself out of a sickness that basically you got yourself into by eating bad food.
You may, but then Jesus says, "Go and sin no more," so it just come right back.
So,
you know what I mean?
so you're basically not going
Might
to
get
pray
healed and then
yourself
get it
out
right
of
back.
it. You can get a quick relief, you know, in a miraculous way, but you're not gonna pray yourself out of it. It's just not how life
Faith
works.
without works is dead.
That's exactly right.
Are you done with that? And again, we'd like to say a huge thanks to our friends at the Patrick Risha CTE Awareness
Thank you,
Foundation.
Karen and Doug. We love you both.
We appreciate you guys for all you're doing.
Visit them at stopcte.org
Yes,
to
and
learn more about their mission.
keep coming back to our page to learn more about CTE.
And leave a
awareness.
comment below sharing what habit you are going to be faithful to this week. Thank you very much for the hearts, by the way. I don't know who gave it to us, but I love you all. And join us to this next episode of Dr. Feelgood. I'm not even trying to reveal what it's going to be
Don't
about.
do it, Fruit.
But
Come back next week at 11:11.
CT.
CT.
I mean, I'm sorry, Central Time.
Central Time.
11
Thank you,
11
thank you.
a.m. Central Time.
Thank you,
Have a
YouTube.
good weekend. Thanks
Bye,
for the hearts.
Facebook.
Love you guys. Good job, David Lee.
I don't know what's going on with this thing.
What do you mean?
It's not letting me shut it off.
Oh, really? Because you may lose it like that.
Let me see. Hmm. Well, I don't know how to, folks, but we'll figure it out here in a minute. Maybe. I know this will work. No, it won't.